and I need y'all to hear me on this. These men, Take Six, have been doing for years a kind of evangelism that no preacher, no teacher, no even choir could ever do. Frontline ministry is what Seth and I were talking about, frontline ministry. A great example of frontline ministry is going into a country like Japan where the principal religion is Shintoism and taking the gospel of Jesus Christ through song to people who don't even know necessarily what you're singing, but they can feel the spirit and the power of what you're singing. And then as you were singing, giving that testimony. So much so that because of Take Six, there are Japanese people today who are Christians. That's frontline ministry. Now, the E in Take Six, excellence. Excellence. And you know that you have excellence when, as I was years ago, in the city of Havana, Cuba, and I'm in a restaurant with some other journalists, and a waiter comes up to me and says, "You from America?" Like, "Yeah, I'm from America." And God is my witness, I would not say this in the church if it were not true. The first thing this man said to me after asking me that was, "Do you know Take Six?" That is not an exaggeration, that is the truth. But that is a testimony to excellence, that they could go from being the Gentlemen's Estates Quartet, or even before that, the McKnight Brothers Quartet, to being the GE Quartet, to being Alliance, and then no thanks to Hal and me, becoming Take Six, and having such a strong, solid reputation that even in Cuba, one of the most socially closed off countries in the world at that time, that they had a reputation and a fan base for excellence, so much so that they were the first American group just last year. After President Obama opened it up, they were the first American group to perform in Cuba. Take Six.
So, guys, we are here today, not only as your brothers and friends, but as a congregation in the community to say two things. Thank you,
Yes.
and we love you.
Yes.
And I said earlier that we were here to honor Take Seven. You know, the physicists have been trying to figure it out. They get down to the elemental level and they find neutrons, protons, electrons, but they can't figure out what's holding them together. What I know is everybody calls you Take Six, but you really are Take Seven, because God has been with you the whole way, holding you together. So ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Oakwood Academy and this community, join me in honoring Take Six.
After all that, I just have to say I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful to the Academy. Did you know that I was still at the Academy when this group started? It started when I was in my senior year. And I'm not going to take a lot of time because it's getting long today. But thank you so much. If it weren't for God, we would not still be here. And by His grace, we are still up on this stage. Thank you.
We're going to hear from you in just a moment, but let's give all of our honorees a big round of applause.